Hi, Miss Jackson. This is the last video of freshman seminar, the Real Talk assignment. My original thoughts on freshman seminar when I saw it on my schedule, I was like, what is this? I was like, freshman seminar. It looked like an easy A, and it was. So I'm glad this was on my schedule. I personally feel like this course, it should be mandatory, but it shouldn't. It should be because it gives you a easier way to connect with people, and also you're encouraging us to go out and to actually get involved on campus and stuff. So if this wasn't on my schedule, honestly, I would not be doing none of these things on campus at all, like RHA. So my perception of the workload is that it wasn't really a lot of work. It was more of the work that it was time consuming a little bit, like the scavenger hunt, but it wasn't really a lot of work. So yeah. Assignments that I dreaded was the scavenger hunt because honestly it took so much time, and then like you had to walk around the whole campus, and then sometimes like some days they weren't there, so you had to come back the next day and they still possibly couldn't be there. Another thing I dreaded was the the colloquiums, but I enjoyed two of them. Like the last two was my favorite, honestly. But I mean, I just felt like we could have been learning something else than listening to somebody talk. But comments that I enjoyed the most were um, that little paper ball thing you told us to do. That wasn't really an assignment. That was really more of a, you wanted us to get better so we could stop asking you questions on emails. But I enjoyed that. I also enjoyed working in a group when we had to figure out what our concept was, and then we had to do the PowerPoint. I think that you should keep all of your assignments. There's nothing wrong with your assignments, honestly. They might be a little time consuming, but that's what college is for. You're supposed to do work. So I think you should keep all of your assignments. But something that you should really scrap is the scavenger hunt, because sometimes it'll work out and sometimes it wouldn't. And it was a lot. It was just a lot. My perception on my teacher, Miss Jackson, I love you. Like, honestly, you're one of my favorite teachers. So, but when I first met you and you was all happy, and I was like, she too happy. She can't be that happy. But you have a wonderful personality. So, yeah, I'm glad that you're my teacher, honestly. Because I wouldn't, if I had anybody else, I don't think I would have survived freshman seminar, honestly. I would have liked to get out the course was, um, honestly, I would like to have more information on the resume. Not saying you didn't give a lot of information on the resume. I just wish that we could have did it in class, went over step by step, and you gave us a fake one to do in class and went into more depth as into why that's supposed to belong there. I feel like the course was not engaging enough. I feel like we could have did more things as a class instead of individual work to have got more engagement as a whole. Did the course allow us to meet our classmates? Um, it did, but it didn't. Like, honestly, the people in our class would only really talk to the people that they were next to in our class, and we didn't really have a lot of group activities, and we could have picked the group on our own, and I'm sure everybody just picked the person that was beside them. So I feel like that this course didn't really allow us to get to know our classmates. Could have done to make the class more engaging with every classmate. We could have did like a big group giant project with everyone in the class, or we could have just did something as a class together as a whole. Just as a first year student was honestly, making friends and studying and classwork because it was hard for me to make friends. And I still don't have a lot of friends now, but I wish I did honestly get out there and social more than I do now because I don't at all. And classwork because I had to balance every other coursework, and sometimes I would end up pulling all nighters and it just didn't work out for me.